Fight on!
Yo everyone, what up? Welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve. We're back in the spare bedroom where we're currently housing the Super Sprint arcade machine. And in this video it's going to be the Super Sprint Arcade Part 3, and it's going to be the game review. Let's talk about the beginning, how the Sprint series has evolved up until Super Sprint and the evolution of that. So I'm going to get right to it. Let's talk about Super Sprint as a game, what's involved in it, why we've come to love it, and why it's so iconic in the arcade scene and has been since when it came out. Before I do so, let me just jump to something. So, really quick, remember in my cabinet video there's a few things that have buttoned up? Well, now I have my light on. Okay, so here's what I've done. I bought wing nuts because they weren't there before, so it doesn't slide it doesn't slide back and forth. There's the one, and there's the spider web, and there's the second one. And then in the front, one of these were missing, so I got a screw there, and I spray painted it black, and another one there. So all the screws or whatever are missing, so that's something off the list. If you guys ever wanted to know what the exact screw was, now this is from Canadian Tire. It's a Canadian, obviously, a store. A lot of Canadians would for sure know what it is. But if you ever needed the part number, and maybe it's at Lowe's Hardware or Ace Hardware in the States or overseas, this part number, 1617931-8, was for those. They're perfect, but they don't come in black. They're just look like steel or whatever. Anyway, and then the wing nuts wear this. Now again, metric system, I know it's different in the US, but it's or is this American? I don't know, whatever. It's 1/4 of a 20th, I don't know, whatever, it's that. So if you guys ever need the measurement, that's what it is. So let me set you up. Let me just push this back, because I know some people will PM me and be like, hey Steve, what's the, what size is it or what nut, so I know what to buy. And I think it's helped a few people along the way, because I know it helped me. Anyways, so again, just buttoning it up, not 100% done, but it's on its way. Have to clean it up a little, but that's not till later. Again, I'm going to be moving it when I move out, maybe within a year, maybe less, who knows. Anyways, let me set you up, so let's talk about Super Sprint further. So let's talk about Super Sprint and how it came to be. I've looked online for some information, which you can all go on clov.com, killer list of video games, and other just Google searches. So as far as what I was reading, it started back with the game called Sprint 2. That was 1976 by Key Games. This was not by Atari as far as I know. And with that, it was interesting. It did not have a pedal. It had a 4-position shifter, and it was only one player. That was two player. Then there was Sprint 4, 1977, same thing. Added 4-position shifter, and then but it was 4-player. Then came Sprint 8, which is cool, 1977. The other one was Key Games. This one, again, when I'm reading online, shows the Sprint 8 was 1977 by Atari. This was 8-player, and this one had a paddle shifter instead of the pedals like that. And yeah, it's super loud because of that fan, as you can tell. And then from there, it went to Sprint 1, which is 1978, again by Key Games. That was in black and white, as were the other ones as well. So it was a black and white monitor, not color, obviously. And then it had 4 positions and, with one shifter. So it started getting a little more interesting after that when it went to Champion Sprint. Now, Champion Sprint, if you don't know, is the 2-player of this version, which is the same thing, but just the 2-player. One cabinet, which is solid. I like this one because I remember the memories on this one. I had 3 players, and I'll get into that in my next memories video, the next one. But this one comes apart. But Champion Sprint's also really, really good. It's pretty much the same game, just a little different courses as far as I know in the 3-player instead. And that one, was in 1987. Champion Sprint, and it uses a 19-inch medium resolution monitor like this one. Again, I have to kind of dial this in. It's been a little faded and a little adjusted too much, and that's my fault. And again, that one had 2 wheels and a gas pedal per. And then came Super Sprint, which is the game of the hour and what we're speaking about. The exact same game, 19-inch monitor, but it had 3 wheels and 1 pedal each, and that was also in 1987. So this game, as far as being a sick party game, very simple. Super Sprint, again, made by Atari, has 8 tracks. It's cool because you can get wrench power-ups like here. So when you collect those, you get the power up, making the car faster, better control, more points, or better acceleration. I found that really cool, and it really puts a little more game time into the game and a little more longevity because you want to collect them and see how fast you can go. That's really cool as well. I would say one of the best, if not one of the best party games. Had a few people over on the weekend, and this was a huge hit. A lot of people finding it hard to control, and them finally learning that it's not exact steering. So to turn, you can really rifle it, and then it'll go flying around the corner. So that was a great, great fun, great party game. Even playing alone's good, but definitely with more people, it really made it great. It's really cool. You can actually get hidden shortcuts. There's a few tracks that you can go through, and then it has you can get through it, and it's a hidden shortcut. But it's risk versus reward, because if you just get the wrong thing, you can the wrong angle, you're going to go smashing and exploding into the wall. So really cool that there's hidden hidden paths and hidden way to do this. So that's really neat. Now, I've always found it very curious as far as the green car. Like, I always see how in the attract mode, the green car is solid green. So everyone's solid green. Well, everyone when you play the computer, it's like a shadowy gray-green, because that's the computer. As you can see, there's the 4 there. I always wondered to myself, were they ever going to make a 4-player to make it maybe have a 25-inch monitor, which you can do. There is a deluxe version, I think, in Italy that has a 25-inch monitor. And I know there's videos online, TNT, Todd Tucky and the crew. If you ever visit their channel, they put a 25-inch monitor in there. And it looks really cool. It's cool, but to be honest, I remember it this way, and that's the way it is. Cool bezel, and it fits it properly. So no, I'm not going to do that. But even though it's a really cool idea. And then, and also, the game has, slick, it has poles, it has like pylons, and it also has tornadoes that you can go flying. So there's hazards that you can turn on and off as well. And I do want to turn them off because I'm finding it's a little too hard. And also I want to just get a feel of the game without always just losing all the time and going against the green car, which is difficult if there's 3 players. But yeah, I've always wondered to myself, look, obviously if there's a green car, and if they ever were going to make a 4-player version, which would be huge. I mean, adding another one of those. But it would be cool to have 1, 1, 2, and then 1. But again, just it'd be such a wide cabinet, but definitely fun. Because it's already pretty wide already. But I've always wondered that, if there's going to be a planned one. I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to find out, but either way. But yeah, that's pretty much the game. Very straightforward. It's a top-down view of IndyCar racing. Pretty easy theme. You do 3 laps. As far as I know, yeah, you do 3 laps. And then obviously you win with a checkered flag. So very straightforward, very cool theme. It's racing. It's easy to pick up but hard to master, which is really cool. There's that shortcut. Remember I was telling you guys? So let's see if the computer does it. No one. So if you go straight, you can actually just go and blast it and pick up speed. But really cool. But again, if you get stuck in that trap, you're screwed. But that's pretty much it. That's Super Sprint. I don't want to linger on. Very straightforward. Again, beautiful game. Very well thought out. Apparently this was a killer when it came to quarters. I remember talking to a lot of people, even vendors, and they said this was always a big top draw. Even now, barcades, or arcade, any type of arcade room and scene, Super Sprint and Champion Sprint is a huge success. Easy to pick up, it's fun, it's very competitive, and it really makes a lot of money. And I remember it used to, because my brothers and I used to kill this thing and go off. So that's pretty much Super Sprint. Let me set you up. Let me do an official goodbye. Well, all right, everyone. There you have it. That was the Super Sprint Arcade Part 3, the game review. Very straightforward game review that you can find online if you want more details. Like I said, I went to clov.com, which is the killer list of video games. You can just Google it if you're not aware, but really great information. And also, I just Googled it to find some other information as well. So that will bring us up to the next video, which is going to be in the series, the Super Street Fighter Part 4, which is going to be the memories. Now, the memories is going to be very emotional to me, and I'm going to explain why, but just if you can imagine, it was my older brother that just passed away 4 months ago now. Wow, just past 4 months. Myself being, he was the older brother, I was the middle brother, and my younger brother, George. And us playing this game and the memories we've had. I'm going to give you, we were talking about it a few days ago when my buddies were over, and my other family members, and how detailed we remembered where the game was and what it was beside. I can't wait to take a little break, smoke a cigar, and really reflect back, because I can't wait to speak about it. I'm not going to ruin or drag it on. So next video is the Super Sprint is going to be Part 4 of the memories, and of course finishing it off with the gameplay, which should be fun. Just before I go as well, so speaking to Sasha, I've done a game review. He's a buddy of mine, an arcade buddy, and we were hanging out, and he has Paperboy. And it turns out the Paperboy PCB and the Super Sprint PCB is very similar, as is the cabinet, and then also shares a medium res monitor. Now, I did tell him, and I told Adriano this when I bought it, that it was missing some sounds, my Super Sprint. When you go to the test menu, go to the Poke menu, it should be dinging. Now, you know what? I'll show you. I'll show you really quick here. 1 second. So as you can tell, hear the music? This should be saying, it would be going do 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 do, and it doesn't. So what Sasha's done is give me the Pokey chip on his motherboard. On his motherboard, like a spare, and he wants to see if this is the problem, and if this fixes it. If not, I'll be forever ungrateful. I'm gonna pay him for it, $20, whatever. But really cool. So hopefully that works. I'm gonna pull it out, and I'll report back on my memories if it worked. Let me set you up with this tripod. So yeah, I'm gonna, Sasha, if this works, thanks, man. I'm gonna try it out, and bit by bit, just get it hopefully perfect. But that monitor is gonna need a tune, because it was on for 8 hours when my guys came over. And on the 7th hour, all the colors went weirdly red and ugly. I'm like, oh, great, now what? I opened the back, I fiddled with the flyback and the neck board and the pots on the neck board, cleared it right up. So something's loose there, I guess, from overheating. Nothing too crazy, but again, that's not going to come now. It's probably going to be coming when I move out. I know I've been saying that a lot lately, but all the heavy stuff's going to be then. Right now, I just want to prepare, have everything pretty much working, just not aesthetically and 100%. Once I get to my place, we'll clear everything off, hopefully. So, guys, you know what? I'm going to let you go. All the best, and thanks for checking out Top Tier. Always, again, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for spending some time with me. Hope this was informative and enjoyable. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please do so. We got videos coming out every week, exciting stuff, and hopefully go through all the series with great success. It's been a pleasure yet again, and thanks for checking out Top Tier. My name is Steve. Peace.